Welcome to the Will Frederick Podcast, where we talk about real estate, wealth building, money, and life. Today, we have an awesome special guest. It's my dad, the original Will Frederick. He will make sure he reminds everybody of that. And so today's about more than just business. This is about the man behind our family, the man who raised 5 entrepreneurs with my mom, and the man who taught me about Zig Ziglar before I could really even appreciate that. A man I love, who I owe all of my success to, my dad, William Frederick.
Hey.
Welcome, Dad. Love you. Good. I'm good. So
Just go fire away what you got.
All right. So who were you before you were my dad? Like back before?
You know, it's funny. It's almost like if you have to believe in reincarnation because it was so far ago.
Yeah. It seems like a different lifetime ago.
Different era and everything. I mean, it was just black and white TV, no such thing as color. And I could remember going from even using video cameras and stuff like that to video you guys with the old VHS tapes and stuff like that. Remember. And it was most of them were black and white, and then all of a sudden there's color. You know, man, this was great. You know, and the different things. But you know, early me started, I guess, when we was in Destrand. We grew up in Destrand between the grain elevators, and it was a great life. I mean, it was fun. I had just like a lot of nature around. We, if you went out of my house onto the street, and if you took a left, you walked a block and a half, and you was the Mississippi River there. And therefore, we can always go fishing and swimming and all kind of good stuff. Dad used to have some shrimp boxes that we'd have to run every day. We'd go out there and just run the shrimp boxes, grab the eels out of them, and me and my brother Emil used to see who could hold the eel the longest, you know. So we'd have a race. If there was 2 of them in there, he'd grab one, I'd grab the other one to see. And those things squirt out of your hands like nothing. But at any rate, it was just a blast. And we used to catch crabs out of the river, big, beautiful crabs. People don't believe that they have them in there, no, but they do, man. And it was just a lot of fun. But then again, when you walked out of my yard, out the house and into the front yard, if you took a right to go down the street the other way, we walked to the railroad tracks a block and a half. Once you crossed the tracks, then we had guns, and what we would do is we'd be just hunting rabbits and squirrels and stuff like that for about a half hour to an hour. And then once you get past that, it gets further back into where it turns to swamps. So then you'd be walking around up to your knees, maybe in your thighs, with we didn't have waders back then. We just do your tennis shoes and jeans. And of course we'd walk, and even when it was cold. I mean, there's many mornings we go back there to go do duck hunting and stuff, and you break through the ice. And, I mean, and we were in jeans. It was cold, man, but it was fun. I mean, you know. But we did that. Then you go back in the swamps and you wait till it gets a little darker, and then get yourself up on a cypress stump with a bunch of cypress roots and knees around, and just wait for the ducks to come in and just start shooting, you know. Pick them up, and then by that time it's dark, so now you got to find your way back through the swamps, trudging back to the railroad tracks and then back to the house. And it's just a different life altogether. And I mean, it's a shame that that's almost impossible to have today. Because everybody's got neighborhoods. So, I mean, it was a lot of hands-on stuff. We did a lot of hands-on things because my dad, my biological dad, was he was a hands-on guy. He did everything.
Yeah.
If he needed something, he built it.
I remember Grandpa could build anything. He knew a lot about everything, you know?
Yeah. So. And his buddies used to tell him, it's like, even when guys from work, he would be like, man, Lucian, man, they call him Fred. Fred, he says, man, if you needed to move the Rock of Gibraltar, you could build a jig to move it. The only thing is, they couldn't figure out how to get the jig over there. He's so big. So at any rate, he was a character. He really did. I loved him to death, man.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, Grandpa, I tell you what, we could have a whole podcast about his stories, probably.
Yeah.
So just for context, y'all, my dad is one of 10. He's the 3rd oldest of 10 kids. And so had a lot of life around him, and he carried that on. There's 5 of us, and we all have 15 grandkids between the 5 kids. And but so what made you, like, coming up like that, what made you want to become an entrepreneur?
All right. Well, I was really blessed to really, and a little while ago, I alluded to my biological father.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to really kind of have two dads. I must say, okay, rich man, poor man. Okay.
Yeah.
And my biological dad, was never a poor man. Even though he wasn't in business for himself, he raised a family of 10 kids, which is an awesome deal, and put us all through a private school, which cost an arm and a leg.
I'm sure, yeah.
So he did very well, and he raised a very good family. I mean, so to me, that was a big success.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I thought, like, wow, that's an important thing to do, is to actually be successful in raising your family, and they have a well-rounded, good family.
Yeah.
So, but here again, I was saying that's my biological father, okay? And he taught me a lot of hands-on stuff because he was not in business for himself. He went into the Navy as a machinist. He worked up in the Aleutian Islands during the war, and actually after the Pearl Harbor bombing, he actually got sent down to Pearl Harbor to do a lot of repairs and stuff on all the boats and submarines and everything that got broken. You know, he was part of that crew to fix all that stuff up. Cool. So he was a hands-on guy, and he learned that, and he taught us a lot of that.
Yeah, he did.
And the good thing about that is that gives you a lot of confidence in doing things in life when you could do with your hands, and you could feel like, you know, man, I could live forever. I may not be rich, but I'll always eat.
Yeah.
Because you could do that. But then enter when I got married to your mother, and Jeff, my father-in-law, was a businessman all his life. He had...
Thank you to our sponsor, Richard LaNasa with Core Lending Group, where they value speed, strength, and service. Richard's been a lender for 30 years, and I've known him for 20 of those years, and he is a fantastic lender. He's very well versed in all the programs. You'll be in very good hands if you trust Richard LaNasa with Core Lending Group.
6 girls in a row. Everybody kept riveting my guess about, man, I ain't gonna make a boy, you know? And he said, well, so anyway, when it came to me marrying into the family, I was his son.
Yeah.
Because he always wanted a son. And because of that, he took me under the wing.
Yeah.
And I mean, he taught me everything about business.
Yeah.
We went fishing together.
Yeah.
He was always out. We were always down. We spent a night or two out in the Gulf at the rigs tied up, fishing all night long, fishing all day. I tell you what, but he worked hard. He had a great work ethic, and he was good in business. So he decided to take me under the wing. So I got another side of business or another side of life that was very, very good. So I had the two, and I could put them together.
That's cool.
It really gave me a really well-rounded education. So when it came to bringing up kids, you know, it was still a chore because it always is when you're trying to get into your business life and get your stuff done, yet be a dad at the same time.
Yeah,
you know?
and juggling that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is really cool thinking about you and Grandpa Lucian, your biological father, y'all's relationship and what he taught you, and then Poppy, who I call, you know, my Jeff. So my dad married the oldest of the 6 girls, my mom. By the way, they've been married 51 years. That's absolutely pretty awesome. Yeah.
I was introduced her as my first wife. She is. It's still the first one.
Yeah, first wife. Right. For his first wife of 51 years. So but he and my grandfather became great friends. I mean, they were like he passed away when I was 12 or 13 years old, something like that. Yeah. But I remember him setting the stage of this entrepreneurial, like he was kind of crazy, very, you know, like he would take all kind of crazy risks, do fun, crazy stories and stuff.
So man, we did some off the wall business stuff, and I mean, we laughed through it the whole way. And that's one thing I did learn from him was like, you gotta learn to laugh at your mistakes, and and I could tell you some stuff about cultures and all kind of businesses that just sometimes didn't work out. But at any rate, it was fun. And I don't know if you remember, but many times with your grandpa Lucian and Poppy were going out fishing, and we took y'all
Yeah.
Fishing.
Oh, yeah. I remember. We'd go fishing a lot.
And I still have a lot of videos that I was looking through some a while back, and it was so neat to have both of my dads on Earth to be in a boat with my kids, some of the kids, and going fishing. It was
such a generational richness.
Absolutely. It was dynamite, man.
So what was one of the hardest business times in your life? Like the hardest season of your life in business?
I guess starting in it, because I mean, I was kind of led to working for someone. And then when my father-in-law came in, he was like, well, we're going to go in business. Right. So I got kind of thrown to the fire, and we started businesses up, okay? But he was there the whole time. And my first Shell station was kind of a tough one because it was something completely new to me.
Yeah.
But, we worked through it, and then I was a Shell dealer for many years. Matter of fact, I was the youngest Shell dealer in the state of Louisiana for many years.
Wow, that's awesome.
And one of the few that went through a whole 7-week course in 3 days. But it was like jamming 16 hours a day because they needed to get it all done.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so it didn't take too long, and they flew me to Houston, went through the course, came back, and did real good. We did okay, and business is business. But when you, as a dealership and a franchise, it's a lot of limitations there that you had to work underneath.
Yeah.
The guys of Shell Oil Company. And that was kind of tough, trying to do what they want to have done. But you got to run it yourself to make it work. You know? So.
I've learned so many lessons from you, Dad, and we're going to talk about some of them in this episode. But one of the things that I think I remember, like you and Paupy watching y'all's friendship and how much fun y'all had in business. And I have a partner right now that we do some stuff together. We don't partner in everything, but he and I have a lot of fun. I was just thinking about that this morning, how much fun it is to be with John and how, to hang out with him and just to go do crazy stuff and bounce good business ideas. And that was really an example that was set by you and Paupy for me.
Right.
And it's something I kind of still hold in, like, this is like the ultimate,
It is, so long as the business is making money.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun when you're making money. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little hard to make it fun when it's not making money. But generally, I mean, the things that you do, if you kind of set your foundation right, you're pretty much sure that, look, you're going to make money. But it's just how much and what you put into it. And if you make it fun, then it's like a game, and it's fun.
It is.
Right?
It's a fun game. Yeah.
It really is. And it's so neat to looking back when I was a kid, another thing, we used to play a lot of board games, okay? Because we were so bored because the TV wasn't that great back then. It was black and white, and then at 9 or 10 o'clock, it was it ended. None of this 24-hour stuff. So we used to play, which one thing I know you're a big fan of, and everybody ought to play, is the game of Monopoly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because
that's such a good game, man.
Great game to learn.
Yeah.
But another lesser known was another game called Chutes and Ladders.
Oh yeah.
Chutes and Ladders. That was like, man, just like life.
Yeah.
You get yourself work up, and then all of a sudden you hit this spot where you land on the wrong spot for some reason or other. And then you take that slide all the way down to the bottom. And it's like, well, here we go. Got to start over again.
So that brings up a great question. So do you think success is mostly luck, or is it skill, or is it persistence, or is it something else? Like
all of the above.
All of the above. That's a good example.
About luck. Luck is there is such a thing as luck. But to be good luck, you need to have yourself prepared in any situation, whatever comes up. If you have the tools and you have the knowledge and you're prepared to handle that situation, then you've been good. You've had good luck, okay? And one thing I can tell you is I remember Paupy and I being in business, we started a truck stop. Well, this guy had a truck stop. We leased it from him, had a restaurant, and we were building a business, okay, there. And it was doing good. It had 2.5 acres. And then all of a sudden, this thing came along where everybody was going to have gambling. If you were a truck stop, you can have a gambling operation, which has meant just the video poker, basically, not really a full-fledged
right,
casino. But because we had the tools, we had the knowledge, we were running the restaurant, we were running the fuel services and stuff, Well, when that opportunity came along, we were able to take it and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we didn't actually run the thing, we made a real good deal with the landowner
Mm-hmm.
because we needed 5 acres. We only had 2.5 acres.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the lease, which the landowner didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
We had the lease, and it had to go to the person who had the lease. So he had to get the lease back.
Mm-hmm.
To do that, it cost him a pretty penny. So we were able to negotiate a great deal. Well, we didn't have to pay a nickel's rent for the rest of the lease.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, it was neat. So we made out good both ways there. But that's good luck. But if you weren't in a position and didn't have the tools to handle it,
Yeah.
then it was no luck at all.
Luck favors the prepared is one way I've heard it put. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So you taught me about Zig Ziglar. One of my early memories is going on long car trips because you love to drive. I love to drive. We all inherited that. We'll get in the car and go for 10 hours. No big deal. So we're on this car trip and you had a tape of Zig Ziglar. We're listening to Zig Ziglar and I'm just like, man, this is like really good stuff. So, and he's all about positive mental attitude. Yeah. And you've always been real big on that and teaching us about. So tell me about that. Why is having a positive mental attitude so important?
Well, Jaco Paul. He's the Psy, of Duck Dynasty. He's the Psy.
Yeah,
I love him to death. He's fun. I love him to the four corners of the earth. Uh-huh. He always was like he said, if you run across something and there's a problem and I need to be over there and I'm here, the sooner you get started, the sooner you get over there.
Yeah.
So there's no sense in mulling around and oh, woe is me and all that good stuff. Yeah. It was basically, look, get your butt in gear.
Right, yeah.
And let's see about getting this ship righted and then put the rudder in the right correction so you can guide yourself the way it is and just get after it, okay?
Yeah.
But in the whole time, then you need to keep it happy. And I guess the moving thing behind that was like, look, I got family to feed. I got employees that work for me and they got to, make money.
Yeah.
It's like, this whole thing's got to work.
Yeah.
So the pressure's on.
Yeah.
And you got to do it. So that gives you a positive attitude. It's like, look, I got to have a positive attitude.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice in it, you know? And it works out because once you start getting happy and once it just happy begets happy.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just get happier and you just go. So, but you got to have that little bit of like, if it don't work, there's a lot of people going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Yeah.
And that makes it happy. And then the people you surround yourself with, if they're happy and good people, then it just makes it so much easier.
Oh, yeah, big time. So, speaking of that, you raised 5 kids that...
Your mom and I.
Yeah. Good correction there. Good correction. I was about to correct you, but you did it first. Correct myself. Yeah. But and we enjoy being together.
Right.
Now, was that intentional or was that something that just has happened? Or?
It was a little each because, you can never gather and get everything together. And, no matter, the best laid plans of mice and men. Sometimes it don't work.
Yeah.
Okay. But so the plan is you want to have a happy family. And to do that, I watched what my mom and dad did, and they were together a lot, and just the whole thing meant that
Your home is often your largest investment. Trust the professionals at Fleur de Lis Law and Title for reliable, secure closings. With 10 offices across South Louisiana, Fleur de Lis is your trusted partner to ensure the title to your home and the money you invest are secure. The experienced attorneys and staff at Fleur de Lis can also take care of your real estate planning and succession needs as well. Fleur de Lis Law and Title, Louisiana's leader in reliable, secure closings. And let me tell you, we do the vast majority of our closings with Fleur de Lis. We have had great service. The attorneys here are just fantastic. So we love doing business with them. We highly recommend them.
Keep the family together. Now, to do that, you well know as much as I, and hopefully everybody else, that a dad's position in the marriage, okay, is to be the provider and the protector. And that's, and I mean, I know we're going to get bombarded with a bunch of people going, no, man, no, that ain't all right. But in the old traditional ways, and it really works, where I'm supposed to, and you supposed to provide and protect. You actually build a cocoon around that family and protect it from all the bad things that are trying to destroy it and hit it from different angles. So you got to protect it. And then you have to nurture it with the money. You have to feed it to make sure that it has everything it needs for this family unit to grow up and stay encased together. And of course, that did work out for us, okay? And I'll tell you what, I'm so blessed because it's not just what your mom and I did, but it's also the lessons that you guys learned. You took it and you build on that foundation. I really can't do much after the foundation's down because you guys take it and you build from there.
Yeah.
And of course, y'all have all done an excellent job. And a lot of that, I'm pretty sure, comes from knowing and watching your mentor, who in this case was me, at the beginning. And then that way, if you got a good example, and of course, that's the problem in the world today. A lot of families don't have, a father in there. Okay. And a lot of that was back in the Lyndon Johnson. I don't want to get into politics, but when they made it possible for people to get extra subsistence, but the dad couldn't be there, then that kind of forced the guy out. And of course, that kid didn't have a guiding light so to follow and use as like, this is what I want to model my life after. So thank goodness we didn't have all of that. We just did it the regular way where I did the providing and protecting and your mom was the nurturing. Okay. And that's what it takes to put it together. And so you guys took every bit of the learning and y'all just had the greatest attitudes. I tell you, so many of my friends have kids and stuff in there. They're all over the board. It's crazy. But whenever we have a little get together and somebody says, we could do it like 2 hours ahead of time. Say, look, let's come over to my house. We're going to be swimming. The kids can play in a hot tub, in the waterfalls and stuff like that and jump around. Some of them are going to be watching movies in a movie theater. And then the parents could get together and they can jive and talk and get together. And then in a couple hours time, it all falls together and we're all doing it.
It's so much fun.
Right.
It's there's nothing I love more than a family party and we go hang out together and we're just talking about whatever and catching up. I mean, my 4 siblings, my parents, y'all are my best friends. So you really are,
Well,
so
I'm glad you think that one because y'all off us too, believe me. There's no more people I want to be around than our 5 kids and their wives, families, husbands, and grandkids. It's just great. It's just a fun.
Well, it all flows from you and mom, and it's really a beautiful foundation y'all have laid. And I don't take it for granted that I did have a dad who loved me, who cared about me, who poured into me, who spent time with me, who taught me lessons. Because that's huge,
Well, one of the other things that you learn, and man, I tell you what, when you've been on this earth 74 years, going on 75, you see a lot of things. And you learn a whole lot of lessons, okay? And one of the biggest things that I did learn throughout my life was the power of forgiveness. We all make mistakes. We all step on your spouse's toes, and it always goes, but you got to be able to forgive and let that ride. So many of my other friends, like I was telling you about, who have kids, and the kids just argue with this or that or whatever, and then they don't like this one, so they're never going to be with that one, never going to see that one. And that's what tears apart. If you don't have the forgiveness in there, that's a big thing that keeps your marriage together. And it also keeps your family together. And that's one of the things that you guys do is y'all forgive each other. If there's a problem or whatever, you get over it because you want to get back together again. And that's the only way that happens. I mean, if you had any animosity between two of you, that's not going to work. So it would never get together. So,
and that's true because y'all have met my siblings on the podcast before. I've interviewed each of them, and we really do love each other. And I'm probably the most hard-headed one, maybe Jessica, but I'm probably the front runner. And so I've had to ask for forgiveness from my siblings multiple times. My parents, certainly, as you get older, you begin to ask for forgiveness from your parents for the hell you put them through. So
a couple holes in the walls, I remember. If you don't forgive them, man. Just so you teach them. And that's another hard thing that you have to learn is how to rule with that iron fist, but a velvet hand. Okay. And you got to have the two of them to really do that, along with forgiveness and all the other good things of the protecting, the providing. It's a whole big package wrapped in one. And that's what's so important about a dad being in there. And if he can actually get that together, the kids really have a way better chance of coming through this life and being well-rounded. And y'all been, in spite of all my goofy mistakes, okay?
Well, hey, everybody makes some, and it's my turn to make plenty of them right now.
Absolutely.
I'm raising 3 teenagers, and I'm kind of remembering back to some of the things my parents did and saying, "Oh, that was a pretty good idea." I didn't realize how good that was. I hated it at the time, So
yeah,
So when your grandchildren think about you, what do you want them to think about?
Man, I want them, and this is the thing I'm all about, is not so much me having fun. I want to create an atmosphere where everybody has fun. And they're enjoying it, but I can just sit back and watch it. And that's what I love.
I love watching you watch everybody have
just
fun.
Chill back. Sometimes
Papa will.
I won't actually even engage, because it's just so much fun to watch the kids having a blast. You guys getting together with all your wives and husbands, and it's my son-in-laws and daughters-in-laws and my kids just getting together and having a grand old time. And it's because, I put this together and it really worked, okay? And it really worked out well. So that's a really very important thing for me. So I want my grandkids go away thinking of like, man, I had that Papa's place was always a fun place to go.
Yeah. I think they think that. They definitely think that. They love going over there.
Yeah.
We all think that. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, one of the reasons they do is, one of my philosophies in life is, if you're going to do something, just do it as big as you can. Okay. Like you do with your business. Okay. I mean, I'm blown away every time I think about how many rentals and stuff. It's like, geez, some Pete's. I started the guy out with just 1 or 2, and it's like far it's going. But I mean, it's amazing to see that happen. Okay, but it's just I don't know, kind of lost my train of thought there.
Well, you've always taught me such great lessons, and I've run to you for counsel many times. I'll never forget one time I was so super stressed about money. This is one of the best advices I've ever received, and I was just like, this is early on when we were really, kind of struggling through some things. We had to borrow money from y'all and my in-laws, Rhonda's parents. We had to borrow money just to make a deal, make a house work and then renovate it, and we paid everybody back, and it was fine. But I said, and I remember you said, son, it's just real simple. You got 2 funnels in your life. You got a funnel of the money coming in, and you got a funnel of the money going out. And the only way you can get ahead is you got to grow the funnel coming in, or shrink the funnel going out, or a combination of the two. And he said, it's that simple. Yeah. And it just clicked for me for some reason. I was like, okay, and it's just basic financial management,
Right.
You got to live below your means and make your means bigger or shrink your expenses, but it's got to do that,
The hole at the top has to be bigger than the hole at the bottom.
That's right.
Because if you reverse that, you never have nothing.
No, you never do. And so that's been some great advice. I mean, there's so many sayings. You've probably all heard them, most of them, if not all of them, through the podcast, but I can't think of too many more of them right now. So what's some advice you would give to young fathers if they want to establish a legacy like yours?
Well, man, I tell you, it's work hard. And one of the biggest things is persistence. Do not give up. You always, it's a brick wall, but if you keep chipping away at the brick wall, sooner or later, you get through it. Now, sometimes you have to look at it and go, well, wait, this is never going to happen. And you got to be able to decide.
Got to know when to.
Right.
Yeah.
Know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's very, very true that happens. But for young families, it's a tough row to hoe, but you can do it. You just got to be persistent about it and think smart, work smart, and then get through that period of time. But the main thing is to stay happy and grounded during that period of time, however tough it is. Because if you can do that, then you can work through the problems. And once you work through the problems, then you find out in the long run, man, this all works. It's like, wow, and it just took a lot of intestinal fortitude to go forward. and that's the way you do that. Okay, so young dads, it's a tough thing. You got to think about it, and trying to meld all that together with a family life, it could be challenging, you know.
Yeah.
If you just get with it and do it, yeah, you can. Just like Nike says, just do it.
Yeah, that's a good slogan. Yeah. Well, and I know that like I think Fredericks are kind of infamous for being stubborn.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's one thing you're alluding to. But I think it's no mistake that that you named me after you, and our name is Will. Right. And where there's a will, there's a way. And it's so true. I've named my son. So I'm not a junior because we have different middle names. I'm William Joshua. You're William Russell.
And little did I know we could have been.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah.
So I would have done that.
Yeah, you actually can be a junior without having the same middle name.
And Josh would be Trey.
Yeah, Josh would be the third. Right. So my son Josh, William Joshua Jr., William Joshua Frederick Jr. I love the name so much, I just kept on passing it on. And but you named me in more ways than one. You named me, in my name, but you named me and given me the gifts and raising me right and teaching me to believe in myself, teaching me to trust God, teaching me just to stay positive, to not give up, to be an entrepreneur. Like, I'm so appreciative for that to you, Dad. I love you so much. You're my hero.
Well, I love you guys because y'all believe me. I tell you what, y'all blow me away with the things that y'all do. Yeah. It's great when you can watch your kids kind of surpass you.
Well, we're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Well, I tell you, man, y'all balancing real well. That's for sure. It's amazing. Y'all do. I mean, every one of you all. It's amazing how in the different aspects, the little different aspects there are between all of you all. But every one of you all have grown out to what I call a successful family, which means you're happy. For the ones that are married, they're great with their families. I mean, it's unbelievable. I watch the relationships with you and Rhonda, Jesse with Jimmy, and I mean, just all of that is just amazing. I mean, Jeremy with Leighton, I mean, absolutely great, and Jeffrey with what's her name again?
Shout out to Abby.
Hey, Abby, I love you, baby. I love all of you. It's a great life. They were all in it. It's absolutely wonderful.
It is.
So, yeah.
Well, what else would you like to share with our audience? Are there any parting lessons, or do you have any questions that for me, or we could talk about anything,
There's a million things. I mean, like I said, when you've been on this earth for 74 years, you see so many changes and so many things that it's really mind-boggling. And just watching you guys grow up from little bitty to now, you having little kids that they were like my kids at one time, what you were, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah, Maddie's 18 now. My oldest daughter just turned 18. I can't even believe I have an adult.
Absolutely, yeah. So tell her don't hurry because great granddad ain't in my name for a while.
Yeah.
I remember when you first had Maddie, I was like, man, I'm too young to be a grandpa.
Yeah.
No, this ain't happening, man, but it does.
Yeah.
Okay? But I mean, the biggest thing is there's this whole journey of life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Okay? So settle in, take your time, because it's a long road to go and you don't want to burn yourself out in the very beginning. You got to go make this thing last for an entire lifetime. So you might as well enjoy the ride while you have it. Okay. And I love what you do. I mean, not many people can take 4 vacations a year with their family. And that's absolutely, and even though they're small, I mean, a lot of times I remember when we come up, we try to do that because we go skiing and stuff like that.
Oh, man. We had some great vacations, man. I tell you what.
Walking on glaciers in Alaska and stuff was just some great things. But we also took a lot of 8-hour trips.
Yeah.
And we'd
Petty Jean State Park,
Mount Nebo, and just go catch the waterfalls, do the hikes in the fall with the leaves changing.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that, man, you got to put that in your life at the same time, or and that's a good stress breaker.
Yeah,
get that and have that done. Oh, man, that was, and I mean, there was a lot of times it gets I remember in the van and coming home from Dollywood one time, and I mean, I can remember thinking, well, why am I doing this? Because I could hear, one of them be hollering, "Daddy, Daddy!" He's looking at me. He's looking. Oh no! And then the other one's hollering back, "He's breathing on me." And I'm like, I got to build petitions between each one of them sometimes. But you just got to kind of blow it off and laugh about it, and just remember the good times that you had with it.
Yeah.
And that just kind of, that's part of y'all learning to get together in a cramped space.
Yeah.
And I mean, as you can see,
We did. We fought a lot in that space.
did.
Yeah.
But then you learn to forgive.
Yeah.
And it's all over with.
Yeah.
So that way, those lessons are very, very important. And y'all did very good with them. Really, I'm proud of y'all. I tell you, after looking at a bunch of my friends and stuff with their kids, not that they were bad and terrible, they had stuff, but mine by far surpassed everybody that I know. And it's all because you guys decided to take the foundation and build off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But we had to put a good foundation down there first. And it's important to have that dad in there. So,
Yeah. Well, I can't tell you how much it means to me to have had an awesome dad, to have, not to have had, but to have had and to have an awesome dad like you that gave me such a great foundation and taught me so many lessons that I use constantly. And
that just shows you just how important dads are, because I'm telling you about how lucky I was to have two dads.
right.
All
Yeah.
right? I mean, and that just is so important
Yeah.
in the family unit just going through
Yeah.
that it's imperative.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to clarify, two dads and two moms, you know, not two dad, like not my two dads, you know. Anyway.
Yeah. My father-in-law, like I said, he took me under his wing and taught me all about business. And that was a big change, because I thought my whole life I've been working for somebody.
Yeah.
But then I got introduced with this new thing of like, no, work for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's always, if you're going to invest in something, number one, let that be yourself.
Right.
Invest in yourself. After that, when you get some money, then you can start investing in this and that. And a lot of times I wished that I would have learned a little bit more about going in business with the rental business earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Start to the 50s. And I still did very well for the last 24 years.
Yeah.
And it's, I wish I would have started it
Yeah.
at the time like when you all started.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a big thing.
Oh, I tell people that all the time. Buy a rental property as early as you can. Buy early, buy often, you know?
Right. Absolutely, man. But, I mean, either way, I mean, I still learned about business from my father-in-law. And that got me on that path of like, no, I don't want to work for somebody else. And sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night with a nightmare that I'm working for somebody else. And I'll go, okay, no, it was just a nightmare.
I didn't know other people had that nightmare too. I had that nightmare.
But I mean, it's such a neat thing to be able to get to be your own guy and do your own thing. It's just great. You know, so.
Well, there it is, folks. You have met the man, the myth, the legend, my dad, the original Will Frederick. He says I'm just a cheap knockoff. So,
but no, I'm just
kidding.
I use that as a lead-in. But excellent. Actually, he surpassed me. So
I'm proud to stand on the shoulders of this giant, and I'm so grateful for my parents. My dad has taught me everything I know, has made me the man I am. So I love you, Dad.
I love you too, because I mean, you guys were so much fun coming up. I mean,
it's been a very, very good life.
Well, you have 5. I mean, I was one of 10, so I was even way.
The chaos is awesome.
You never had to worry about birthday parties because you had the party.
Yeah. Oh, the party's always where your family is. Yeah.
It's the same when you have 5. It's like, and even nowadays,
instant party.
Birthday party, you got 30 people.
Yeah.
All at one time. So it's been great raising you all. A lot of fun. It really has been a lot of fun, and watching you all grow to where you're at. And you know, as a saying that if you go fishing with your kids now, you won't have to go hunting for them later. And it's true.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's a good thing to do, you know. So I love you, son.
I love you too. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, thanks for joining us in this heartwarming episode of the Will Frederick Podcast, where we talk about real estate, wealth building, money, and life.